Could the Israeli-Palestinian conflict be the most complicated geopolitical issue of our time? A question that seems to haunt every conversation, every discussion about the Middle East. The roots of this conflict delve deep into the soil of history, and to truly comprehend its complexities, we must first revisit the critical events that have shaped it into the intricate puzzle it is today. It's a story of rivalries, conquests, dreams, and disappointments, involving not just the people of the region, but world powers too. The saga begins with the 8 key historical events that have significantly contributed to the formation of this conflict. These events serve as pivotal turning points, shedding light on the origins and the subsequent escalation of the situation. The first of these is the Balfour Declaration of 1917, a document that bears the name of the then British Foreign Secretary, Arthur James Balfour. The Balfour Declaration, a public statement issued by the British government, expressed their support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. At the time, Palestine was a region under British control, a result of the geopolitical dynamics that followed World War I. The Balfour Declaration was a significant shift in international policy in favor of Zionism, the Jewish national movement for the re-establishment of a Jewish homeland in the territory defined as the historic land of Israel. It represented the hopes and aspirations of a people longing for a homeland, yearning for a safe haven. But for the Palestinian Arabs inhabiting that land, it was a colossal blow. The declaration was viewed as a betrayal, the indigenous Arab population who hoped for independence and sovereignty in their homeland. The declaration ignited the first significant tensions between Jews and Arabs in the region, setting the stage for a series of conflicts that would continue for decades to come. It was perceived promise that set in motion a series of events, culminating in the creation of the State of Israel and marking the beginning of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The issues that stemmed from the Balfour Declaration were further complicated by other historical and geopolitical factors that followed. The influx of Jewish immigrants to Palestine, the Arab Revolt of 1936–39, the Holocaust, the UN Partition Plan, the birth of the State of Israel, the wars, the Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories, and the Intifadas, all added layers to the conflict. In a world that often sees issues in black and white, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a vivid tapestry of grays. It's a conflict where narratives overlap, where historical truths are subject to perspective, and where the lines between right and wrong are blurred. To understand, we must look beyond the headlines and delve deeper into the historical, political, and social complexities that have shaped it. For some, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a territorial dispute. For others, it's a struggle for national identity. And for many, it's a fight for justice and human rights. But for all those directly affected, it's a grim reality that they wake up to every day. This sparked the first significant tensions between Jews and Arabs in the region. Secondly, the United Nations Partition Plan of 1947 played a crucial role. The plan sought to split Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem under international administration. However, Arab nations rejected the plan, leading to the First Arab-Israeli War. The third key is the Six-Day War of 1967. Israel launched a preemptive strike against Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. In just 6 days, Israel captured the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, East Jerusalem, the Sinai Peninsula, and the Golan Heights. This war significantly changed the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. The fourth key is the Yom Kippur War of 1973. Egypt and Syria, supported by other Arab nations, launched a surprise attack on Israel on Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar. Although Israel eventually emerged victorious, the war led to significant shifts in the regional and international dynamics of the conflict. The fifth key is the Camp David Accords of 1978. This peace treaty between Egypt and Israel marked the first official recognition of Israel by an Arab country. It laid the groundwork for future peace negotiations. The sixth key is the First Intifada, or uprising, which began in 1987. This marked a shift in the Palestinian struggle, with widespread civil disobedience and protests against Israeli occupation. The seventh key is the Oslo Accords of the 1990s. These agreements established the Palestinian Authority and set out a framework for future peace negotiations. However, the failure to reach a final agreement has led to ongoing tensions. The eighth and final key is the Second Intifada, which started in 2000. This violent uprising resulted in a significant loss of life and further entrenched the divisions between Israelis and Palestinians. In conclusion, these 8 keys, the Balfour Declaration, the UN Partition Plan, the Six-Day War, the Yom Kippur War, the Camp David Accords, the First Intifada, the Oslo Accords, and the Second Intifada, provide a chronological roadmap to understanding the complexity of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Each key represents a significant turning point, shaping the conflict as we know it today. Understanding these keys gives us a glimpse into the historical context of this ongoing struggle and perhaps offers some insight into potential paths towards peace.